There's a reason why so many of us love Carrie and the other Sex and the City girls, and it's not just the shoes.
What are you talking about? Sex and the City has been the biggest cancer that ruined women and turned them into old, lonely, miserable cunts that had unrealistic expectations from men and who also thought that the world doesn't exist.
Millions of women know just what it feels like to look around at the men on offer and think, no thanks.
Right.
Yeah, until they hit 30, smash the wall head on, and realize that suddenly all the good men who are tall, dark and handsome and who make six-figure incomes are no longer interested, let alone available. Oh, the irony.
Well, for the first time in 85 years, more women are single than married. Add the two up, and what do you get? But are women today just being too picky is a question Lisa and I have been posing.
Thanks largely to feminism, most Western women will only ever consider dating or marrying a man who is in the top 10%, which means 90% of average guys out there will miss out. This top 10% of men are usually rich, tall, drive a luxury car, own a nice house, and have a fit-looking body. At the same time, in our modern gynocentric society, women are very self-entitled, picky, uptight, bitchy, overweight, and don't know how to take care of a man. Is it any wonder why so many women are lonely and the numbers will only increase?
Ben Smithhurst, editor of FHM and dating expert Trudy Gilbert, join us now. Good morning to the both of you. Trudy, let's start with you. Are they too picky?
In a word, yes.
You know, women are screwed and destined to a miserable, lonely life of ice cream tubs, chocolate, dildos, and being pumped and dumped by random sporadic men who have no desire in anything other than a random root. And it's all too funny, especially when another chick admits it on national TV.
I think that we have become quite picky in what we're looking for in a partner. Women tend to have a long list of requirements of what they want.
It's funny because women love riding the cock carousel well into their mid to late 30s. They're jumping from penis to penis, hoping that the next penis is a much better penis, physically as well as financially. However, as women get to 30, they get smashed by the wall. This is when most women get chunky, their smooth supple skin turns into cellulite, and crow's feet develop. And as their looks are rapidly fading and sexual market value plummets, this is when women start drawing up a long list of all they want in a perfect man. Too fucking bad that for majority of these women, all they get in return is a black dildo, a pink vibrator, and a collector's edition of Friends.
And I think we've just become very unromantic in falling in love. It's almost like we're ordering from a restaurant menu. I'll have the salad of tall, dark and handsome with a side of financially secure, followed by the waterfront property.
Yeah.
How about a nice greasy pork sandwich served in a dirty ashtray?
And are men complaining that is in fact the case, Ben?
I think so, yeah. I mean, well, actually, I'm quite sure about this because there's a man drought, so someone's taking them in.
There's no man drought. Like I said before, it's just women are greedy narcissistic cunts. A large number of girls in their late 20s and early 30s want the rich, tall, dark and handsome men who make up the minority of the population. So if you're one of those men who make up the 10%, then you're going to be fighting off these gold-digging cunts with a broom. My advice is to pump and dump and never settle down. Ride the vagina wagon. There's a new one coming every minute.
But, I think there is something in that. That whole Sex and the City style, we want a guy who ticks every box. And, we've never ticked every box, as our fathers could probably tell us. So
That's exactly right. No matter how perfect, charming, interesting and romantic you are, 99% of women will still think you're a loser. Because you never know who she will meet tomorrow. Hence why relationships are useless. And even our fathers quite often mention how irrational and difficult women are. And they're not even dealing with the modern feminist cunt variety.
Lisa was posing an interesting question before. She was wondering out loud during the break if women have an expiry date on them.
Let's take another look at the wall. The wall represents the point in a woman's life when her sexual market value has fallen to zero and men are no longer interested. It is generally agreed that the wall hits an average woman when she reaches the age of 30. However, women who abuse drugs and alcohol or who are fat smash the wall as early as 25. The wall is caused by many factors which can be divided into physical and psychological. A woman's physical attributes change as she ages. Her physical beauty peaks in her early 20s. By the age of 30, her breasts will begin to sag, she will develop wrinkles and gain weight. At the same time, her fertility begins to decline, and at 35, her fertility has halved. While there is an exception to every rule, and some men will still pump and dump the wall-ravaged women, the majority of men will not consider dating them.
You can ask Ben that. I'm not touching that.
You are a
Come on,
rotten sod.
if you're single
I
for
did
too
not
long,
say that.
if you're single for too long and you're too picky, then it stands to reason that you're not going to end up with a partner.
Discussing the wall with a woman is probably the most offensive topic you can choose. It's like shoving a kryptonite into a Superman's face. Watch how this cunts dodge the wall topic.
It does. I mean, when you're 17, you know, you're confident about it probably that he's got a motorbike. It's great, he's got a motorbike. But, you know, as you grow older, your standards grow up and you've got more, you know, now you want a guy who kind of completes you. And if you're 45, it's kind of hard to find a guy who completes every tick of the clock.
Well, that's absolutely right. I mean, I think there's a dirty word in relationships which starts with C,
My favourite word, cunt.
which people are afraid of, which is compromise.
Nah, it's cunt.
So today, we're not willing to kind of, you know, be a bit negotiable in what we're after. We're pretty hard and fast. So what Ben's saying is right, that if you've been single for a lengthy period of time, you're a lot less flexible in what you're after, because you've kind of, let's say, you know, gone down the path of, well, I'm going to wait, I'm going to hold out for Mr. Right, so, you know, I'm happy with that.
That's it. I'm buying stocks and dildos, vibrators, and giant granny panties. Have fun being old and lonely.
But Ben, do men these days find women too much hard work?
Women are hard work.
High maintenance.
Yeah,
But are we getting worse? I think we've always been hard work. We know that. But are we getting worse?
I think there, you know, that whole, as you were saying, the Sex and the City thing, where, you know, that show started out as kind of for career women who kind of had it all, and they're looking for guys who got this, they've got, you know, they're handsome, they're tall, they're good looking, they're financially secure. You know, now.
This guy badly wanted to say but didn't for the fear of being busted by the PC principle is that feminism has completely ruined women in the last 50 years. Feminism has promised millions of naive women that they can have it all, a successful career and riding as much different cock as they want. And when she finally decides to settle down, there will be a young, handsome and rich man patiently waiting for her with a bouquet of roses and a hard penis ready to get her pregnant at the wall-ravaged age of 40. Then of course, she wake up and realize that the future life looks lonely and miserable because there are no men who would want this type of life with an over-the-hill lady.
Now that show finished with 45-year-old women without partners looking for, you know, and also maybe we think, well, maybe a guy will come in and fly me to Paris and I can get married on his vineyard.
Yeah.
How about a nice, greasy pork sandwich served in a dirty ashtray?
Smoke weed every day.